5 kids.
Oh.
My.
Roll. Okay, so
I should say 5 kids. I need to look it up again. I think he has 3.
I think he has 3. I think it's 3, not 5. Because
he
5 is
can get
excessive even for a cat.
he can get 2 more. But yeah,
He's not dead yet.
Jade's willing to procreate.
I mean, I'm not entirely sure how an Earth Genasi would work in that aspect.
Yeah, he has 3 kids, and he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 grandkids.
Okay.
I was
Tell me
counting.
when.
I have his whole need. Anyway.
Well, I'm already recording.
Okay, so
this was all recorded.
after Fish eviscerated the bandits and made one of them die from heart attack, he knocked out the bandit captain and found out that there were other people in the sort of encampment that was there. He met an Earth Genasi named Jade that he came fairly well along with. Like, there hasn't been. They're both a bit, like, weary of the other because don't trust strangers, but they seem to get along well enough. They seem to have sort of the same ideals to a certain degree. So he didn't eviscerate the Earth Genasi, which I am thankful for. Because I can't compete with Travis's Critorama these days.
I mean, no, it's obscene.
Yeah, I don't think you haven't scored a nat 20 for the last 5 games. You have multiple nat 20s over the last 5 games. Meanwhile, I can't remember since I had a nat 20. Which is rude. But yes.
Let's be built different.
I mean, this is over multiple campaigns. Your cleric and your rogue is also critting unnaturally much.
That's fair. Bonkers has also gotten several nat 20s.
Yeah.
I don't think Hattie's gotten. I don't remember the last nat 20 I got with Hattie.
No,
That was with. No, you got a nat 20 in the primordial fight.
You did.
Did I? Okay.
Yes, which is one of the reasons you managed to do as much as you did.
Reap the soul of a primordial with like 180 damage or whatever it was. That wasn't a crit, actually. That was a regular hit. I used Path to the Grave. Did I use Path?
Yeah.
I don't know. Continue.
Yeah. Anyways, Fish and Jade started chatting a little while the unconscious bandit captain laid on the floor, probably pissed himself out of fear.
There was a slight scent of ammonia, so...
Yes, while Jade put up an alarm spell to alert them if anyone were to come too close, so they would have at least 10 to 20 seconds to prepare themselves. Jade, however, used the Mold Earth cantrip to sort of drag the bandit captain over to them and making a table to lock him in so he couldn't flee or call for help or whatever. But wouldn't you know that this German, for some reason, bandit captain, had a cyanide pill and loyalty towards whoever employed him. So instead of getting information out of him, he just killed himself. Which was, I mean, it didn't bother us too much. We both wanted some information. We can probably get that somewhere else.
It was an inconvenience, though.
Yes.
More of a, why did you do that? That was dumb. Sort of thing to him.
Why? We were going to kill you anyway, but why would you not give us information?
Now you know
I really wish.
teeth are a thing.
I really wish that I was level 6 because I could have just kept his souls.
And we
Next time.
also found one of Fish's expanded family members in one of the crates or cages in some of the tents. We brought him with us back to the group, and we are. Jade and Fish were talking on the way over there, getting to know each other a little bit. And then Jade saw the white van that the party had and got really suspicious right away. While questioning Fish about his companions that she has yet to see. And we figured out that Tarrant is in one of the tents, probably gaining another STD.
Nope, he's a paladin.
Yeah, no, he's immune to STDs. And that Des was nowhere to be found. And she has not been found for like 2 sessions now. So God knows where she is. Anyway, we were on our way.
Some sea air. I smell some salt.
Oh, okay.
Travis got it.
Took a second, but I got it.
We are on our way to do a water burial for Travis, Fish's extended family, as Jade is dragging her along with the mold earth spell, and she has shaped a coffin with a lid around the dead tabaxi. And that's about it.
So I think we'll pick up with Fish walking over to the tent and just tapping on the something wooden outside of the door and just saying, "Tarrant, if you need me, I will be back in a little while. I have an errand to run. Continue. No interruptions."
You hear an exasperated sigh. Hi.
Okay, shall we go then?
I think so. Perhaps we will keep an eye out for my other companions as well.
Yes, I suppose we should.
So
you said you were part of 4?
Correct. There are 4 of us.
And like one really shady guy.
One is a bit more shady than the rest, yes. But he has
Okay.
proven useful so far. Just a bit brutalist, which is a lot coming from me.
Yeah, I would have to see what you did to those bandits. I would say yes.
It is not a regular occurrence for me to do stuff like that. It is simply what is necessary.
I have not seen any other side of you in combat, so I would know.
Very true. You will get to know me a bit more and form your own opinion. It is not very useful for me describing myself to you. Just if you stick around for a bit, you will decide for yourself.
Yeah, I'll think I'd do that.
And that said, let's go ahead and I know there should be a river not far from here. Maybe a 20 or 30-minute walk? Are you up for a little bit of a night trek?
Well, we've been tracking an hour already. Why not have 30 minutes more? Well, technically an hour. We need to get back. And so
Another hour, yes, another hour
Yeah.
and a bit for the brief but polite ceremony.
Mm, yes. I mean, it
Few
is.
words for me to pass.
It's important to.
He needs to be sent on his way, I believe. So even if you do not wish to accompany, I will still be going.
I mean, I'm
I think
already dragging
Fish is going to
him.
start picking things up and heading that direction now. And you said you help?
Picking what up?
The wagon. I don't think we have horses or anything for the wagon,
No,
do we?
there are no.
No.
horses
It's
for
just
the
a
Uh,
wagon.
hand cart, basically.
It just says
Yeah.
3 puppies on it.
Yes.
Yep.
I have lifted the coffin up and into the wagon.
You will have a small crowd as you do this. Nobody particularly pays much notice to your credence, but the loading of a body into a caravan itself is an act
Yeah.
of reverence. So there will be a few people, regardless if they knew the deceased or not. Clearly, they do not. Will
Yeah.
gather around.
Is my close casket very obvious to these people?
Yes.
Shaped as a literal coffin.
Yeah, incredibly obvious at that point. You are less obvious. They're focusing more on the casket.
Yes. Which is a welcome respite for something as green and outstanding as me.
Yeah, it's probably a very intriguing concept to you. You are not the center of attention.
I should be. Jade, taking a mental note. I should drag coffins around more often.
Makes you less obvious dragging a coffin.
Yes. Less
that's-
suspicious.
That's funny.
Don't look suspicious. Don't look suspicious.
Don't look suspicious. Don't look suspicious. Yes.
So, I don't specifically have one, but I think I would try to rig up a torch for the procession. Not because I need to see, because I can see very well in the dark. But putting a little bit of a torch on it just as kind of in
For the sake of ceremony.
part of the ceremony, yes.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's easy enough to find one with somebody, with a handful of people in the crowd.
Most certainly, yes. Finding a torch is not a difficult endeavor.
Yeah.
I mean,
Thank you. Thank you, young woman. That was very kind of you. I appreciate it.
and I just pictured
My apologies.
if this was anyone but fish, I would just picture them just taking it without asking.
But fish has manners.
I'll affix it to the edge of the cart. Probably the front corner, probably near the coffin, to be honest, and just start again, get up and just start walking into the. Because you said I knew roughly where the river was
Yeah,
anyway.
It's not too far. It's only sort of 10-20 minutes of a cart ride to reach the river.
Yeah.
You are progressing through a slum of streets, however, surrounded by people, which is... There's no particular street layout, it's more of a ramshackle arrangement around what huts and tents are there, which changes each day.
Yeah.
Finding your way through is not particularly difficult, however, people are aware there needs to be a route through. But sort of 10 minutes later, you find yourself leaving the slum of the city and approaching the outskirts of the forest slightly. There are a few people moving about. There's the odd tent, which people seem to reside on slightly outside the city outskirts. Hard to say anything. City outskirts. But they seem to pay you very little mind. By the time you are a further 5 minutes into the wood, there seem to be very few people. But you can hear the sound of a babbling brook not too far ahead.
So once we approach the water's edge, I think this is fairly silent, to be totally honest. Jade, would you undo the coffin, please?
And Jade will sort of rise the coffin up and take it out of the wagon and raise it slowly down by the water's edge, and then
So many uses of mold earth now.
Yeah, mold earth is great.
Super useful, more than I thought.
Very underused cantrip. I like mold earth.
Yes, and she just sort of now she's sort of have him displayed on like kind of a table, memorial like table, but the coffin around him is gone.
Okay.
Excellent. Exactly what I was hoping for.
And then she shoots spikes now.
Spikes everywhere. Impales the dead body.
You never know if there's a ghoul. And also, she has shaped tiny flowers around the table. Just because I want to be extra.
I like that.
Never apologize for being extra.
I think I'll take the torch down out of the wagon and affix it into the earth near his head, and just have a few quiet moments before the fish starts to speak.
As you can hear the quiet few moments, there's naught but a babbling brook and the chirping of the odd. I nearly said the chirping of the odd tree. The chirping of the odd bird.
Wait, what?
Tree chirps. No,
Who is this tree that's keep talking to us?
creaking of the branches and very little, but these sounds of nature surround you at this point.
Peaceful and quiet.
Peaceful, quiet, almost idyllic.
Yeah. And remind me, his name was Running with Bulls, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Yes, correct.
So, we are here by this beautiful river to honor Running with Bulls and remember the journey that he made on this earthly plane.
No,
Despite
rushes with bulls, sorry.
Rushes with bulls. Rushes with bulls.
Jade will just stand in silent prayer as Fish does his thing.
Who's Jade praying to?
Your mom.
You're praying to the wine goblin.
No, I'm not praying to the wine goblin.
That was not
Dionysus.
the answer you expect. I have an answer for that question. Best for that.
Do you want me to find an actual deity in Midgard?
I mean, no. Would you like me to choose one?
Or you could just think while I'm talking too.
Yeah,
Yes.
And we'll retcon this in a minute.
yeah.
Just because I was like, I see the panic in your eyes going, I'm Googling right now. What would it be?
Yeah.
No, because I have an idea for further development within religion, but I need to
Nice.
know the actual Midgard deities for that.
Absolutely fair.
Norse. Easy.
Though
No,
Rush
they're
is-
not no, but yeah, do you think?
Rashes was not with us for long enough. He left a lasting imprint in our lives, and while I was not his closest companion, I still knew him from a young age. He brought joy, wisdom, and a sense of adventure wherever he went. May this river, like his spirit, be ever changing, and carry him on into the afterlife.
Why is Baal considered a lord-made deity?
And with that, I will take
devils are
2 gold.
lawful.
That's very
Okay,
true.
fair enough.
You will take.
I will take 2 gold pieces and put one on each of his eyes, wrapping them additionally in cloth so that they stay in place throughout the journey.
Are you going for... You go with different mythologies, eh?
Yeah. Fish in the river basically worships Bast. So
Yeah, more or less.
Yes, so Egyptian.
yeah. So 2 coins to the travel.
2 points to
it's a-
Gryffindor.
It is a common burial ceremony in a lot of different
It's a very common one.
cultures. So it's
Either
not just
silver,
Egyptian
gold,
or
something else. Cover the eyes.
I just figured gold would be fitting because it's the highest currency he has.
Yeah.
If you had
so
platinum, I'd have done platinum.
you have to deduct 2 gold.
I absolutely will. But for the reverence, it feels right.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with
Do
you.
I
It does
have?
feel right.
I don't have platinum pieces, so yeah, it
Wait,
has to be gold. I think fish. I think that's his only regret is that it's not platinum.
is Bahamut really within Asgard? I didn't know
Bahamut
that.
is everywhere in D and
Bahamut is
D.
everywhere.
He's
Yeah.
one of the few gods that exists in like every single pantheon.
Him,
He's
him,
just
him
the
and
big
Path.
fuck off dragon.
Him and Path or Path, however you
Yeah.
wish to call it.
So at this point, Fish will just finish wrapping up um the eyes, the coins over his eyes. He's going to take the torch, quickly put it out, dip it in the water to cool it off real quickly. And strap that too as well to the chest of the young tabaxi. And then pick him up, 2 arms, slowly walk forward, wading into the river until the water can take him as well.
And then you fire a bird arrow.
Out of
May
reverence, I'm not
this-
going to make you roll a strength save for that. Or roll.
Thank
But I will make you roll. No.
May this torch light your way. And may these coins provide provisions. And I'll let him into the water.
Okay, Travis.
It's just a sad scene.
It is a very sad scene. While this is going on, a single coin will be flicked from a distant tree onto the raft.
Would I have noticed that?
Perception, if you'd like to notice.
I would.
It's like the first proper funeral we've had in a while, so...
16.
Yes, a small child is sitting by the river and flicked a coin.
Is the
Demon
same child
child.
earlier that dropped a coin for
Demon
me?
child.
Yes,
Run, Travis, run!
every belief it is.
They are showing reverence for the dead. I do not run. I'm simply going to look up and just nod solemnly. Thank you.
You look up to nod and the child is gone.
I'll say again, thank you. To the night.
Meanwhile, Jade is still trying to figure out what god she worships.
I am either Fafnir or Segaten.
You're Fafnir.
Okay, sure, I'm Fafnir then.
I can see you being Fafnir. You can't, I can't see you being Segathan.
But Segaten is neutral good, and Fafnir is true neutral.
Yeah.
I play a good character.
Yeah, but you are also an Earth Genasi. Earth is pure neutral. By its pure nature.
Yes.
Earth
Oh yeah, fair enough, it's Fafnir because I have dragon-related stuff in my...
I'm surprised that
Backstory.
I'm surprised that Fafnir is neutral.
I mean, he should be evil, but
Yeah.
sure.
He should be chaotic no, lawful evil because of all the gods.
Lawful evil. Yes. Okay, commandments. You are only worth as much as you hoarded. Scour the lands, collect all you can, for the riches of the world are yours for taking. The wealthy will always prove their worth over the poor, but the poor may always become the wealthy, and the wealthy may one day become the poor. Only those who can pay the rite of passage may enter my horde in death.
It's
This
the
doesn't-
circle of capitalism.
Yeah, it really is about capitalism at this point,
This
isn't
doesn't speak like true neutral.
It
No,
does speak like
exactly.
lawful evil. Because it is a moral code. The moral
Okay,
code is
okay,
he
good.
who has the gold makes the rules.
Yes.
I am the god of gods at this point, so Fafnir is lawful evil.
No, then I don't want Fafnir.
I'm sorry, we all know who Fafnir and what Fafnir is.
Yes,
No way
he's a
he's
bitch.
he's neutral.
No, he's not usual.
Nearly every single dragon in Norse mythology or pantheon is a greedy, evil bastard.
I mean, every dragon ever. There's some
Excuse
good
you?
ones.
Yeah,
There's some good. I'm talking about law, not you. Not everything's about Hattie.
generally though, they are evil, money-grabbing, greedy things.
They are,
Yeah.
interestingly enough, there's supposed to be some goods in Arthurian mythology.
Oh yeah,
Though
no, Arthurian dragons. There is one evil dragon. The rest are good.
yes,
And
but
then you get into Chinese mythology and stuff where they're mostly harbingers of like peace and luck and prosperity.
yes.
There's always one
So-
like renegade evil one. Is generally the term. When dragons tend to be good in mythology, there's always one that split across and became bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Segutan just for the commandments seems so much more like Jade. Uphold any and all oaths. The victorious will always be rewarded. Pay tribute to your draconic lords either through coin or blood. You may forgive but never forget a slight against you.
It sounds like me.
Yes. How much blood do you want, Alex? Or
That
do you
does sound a
prefer
little more-
coin?
I want the 7 plagues of Egypt. That's how much blood I want.
Oh God, I don't have that much blood in me.
Where the rivers run red with the blood of heretics and traitors alike.
I was about to say that wasn't blood, that was frogs.
There was also rivers of blood.
But there was also blood.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There
also
was a
blood.
plague of- there were
also-
lots of plagues.
Also,
Odorless
frogs
frogs.
have blood in them, so
So, I think a fish will just wait in the river for probably 5 or 10 minutes, just watching into the night. Well
it will
after,
wait in the river.
well after Rushes has gone out of sight.
While that's going on, can I have a perception roll from you? Travis.
From
And
okay.
Alden.
The Odin's not here.
No, I'm angry at Alden. This is
Why do you
Oh,
keep calling me Odin?
There we go.
I rolled slightly better.
You did.
In your grief, a woman with beautiful brown hair will come and just sit with you and be company.
I'm in the water, so is she just on the shore?
No, she's in the water with you.
Oh,
Is she
interesting.
dressed in white?
Maybe.
I run.
No.
No, she's not dressed in white.
Okay, good.
Good question, though. How is she dressed, out of curiosity? What would I notice about her?
She seems to be dressed like a huntress. With
So-
I still run.
Good durable road clothes.
with furs. She seems to have a bird on her shoulder and
Is this
spear on her
Artemis?
back.
No, wait. This is not Miss. A spear on the back.
She seems to be standing in reverence alongside you.
I think without even looking up, he'll just acknowledge her presence and say, his name was Rushes with Bulls. He lived a good life, but he was still too young.
He will see peace.
He will.
Her voice seems incredibly calming, although filled with knowledge.
You suddenly fall asleep because it's too calming.
Right into the river.
Yeah, just kind of kills yourself.
Yeah. She spoke to you, now you drowned.
She
I will.
looks like
Come, I do not know who you are, but would you like to sit around the campfire with us? We will tell stories
much
about him and keep him alive.
attention.
Jade is very suspicious about this woman that came from literally nowhere.
We had people following us. It's not that suspicious.
No. She will sing his praises. Sing his praises.
Visitor at funeral.
Ballads unknown will sing his praise.
Is this This looks oddly like Morgan.
Best way to keep our
Madame Lefay. Are you referring
best
to?
way the best way to keep our loved
Mm,
ones alive is to sing their songs and tell their stories.
Indeed, as my sisters have.
I'm I'm gonna ask if I can make a religion check because this is giving me
Absolutely, you
religious
can.
vibes.
You absolutely
I'm
can.
not particularly suspicious, but I think at this point Fish would be like, "There's something with this. We've had too many things cross our path." It's not a very high skill for Fish, but he may have heard something.
oh, it's a 20.
Fucking hell. As she walks away from you, you can hear horns echoing. And she seems to glitter in a trail with almost wings.
So she seems celestial in
She seems
nature.
celestial and ethereal in some way, although partially mortal.
Okay. So hard for me to make out the specifics. It's not somebody I'm familiar with.
God, no.
What pantheons are you familiar with as Fish?
That's a really good question. I think he's
Egyptian,
well.
obviously.
Here's the thing. Mostly his focus is a lot looser. He's not a devout religious individual like some are. But he's also, like I said, he's well traveled. I literally took that background for him, so he knows a little bit about everything. So he's maybe has heard of one or two deities like this, or individuals like this, or symbologies like this that he would be able to pull the little pieces and go, I wonder if this is so and so. But I'll leave the rest of the details up to you. Just that he knows a little bit about a lot.
As she walks away, her cloak seems to discorporate into feathers as two cats cross her path. She clearly belongs to some pantheon. It is not your pantheon, but it is old
Someone.
enough that the horns.
I am the
the
outer
horns of the
character.
Ghouls call.
Outer
Yes, someone?
character, that image gave me very much the Morgan
You're
vibes.
right. Which is deliberately why I chose that image.
Shape-shifting goddess of war and fate.
Yes and no.
I mean, that's the description of the Morgans.
Interesting.
It's not the Morgan.
Is it hell?
No.
Because she's the goddess of the underworld, correct?
It is the goddess of magic and death.
The hell isn't technically a god.
No, hell's technically not God.
She's not? I thought she was.
She's a demigod at best.
Okay.
Yeah, which is when this one comes into complication because she's not an Asgardian technically.
When you say technically not an Asgardian, that means Norse mythology.
It does. She married into the Asgardian pantheon.
Which means she's one of the others, which means...
She is a Vanir.
Yes, she's a Vanir.
I love how complicated Lars is making this head right now.
Yes, I am.
When actually the answer is the most obvious of all of them.
Yeah, I mean, he might be Freya, but I don't like the bitch, so...
It is Freya.
I don't like her!
I know you don't. That's why I deliberately chose her.
Just rude, she's stuck up bitch.
She's also one of the
Fish has no
goddesses of-
reason to be suspicious.
But she's also one of the goddesses of death, so it's appropriate.
She is showing up and paying reverence to the fallen.
Fine.
Fine. Why are you not happy about that? Just because you hate Freya?
I don't like Freya or her brother.
Thank you.
They ruined everything.
Yeah. Why? Yeah, they do ruin everything.
He traded the only sword that could kill certain doom for someone that didn't love him.
Yes, he did. He is an asshole.
Yes.
His sister, however, went through shit, so she
Yeah.
deserves a bit of respect at least.
No, she was stuck up princess. No, I shall not rant about the Norse gods, I promise.
Too late, you already started.
Woo. Oh,
I'd love to rant about the Norse god at some point. It is worth
Yeah.
noting that we are in Empire of Ghouls, we are in Midgard. The gods walk among you, and the gods are very active.
yes.
They are not like other things like in D&D where gods don't tend to appear and behave.
Which means the god of dicks are probably walking among us.
Odin is walking around somewhere. We all know who the god of dicks is.
Mhm. I shall use my slave master whip on the god of dicks.
That sounds so kinky.
But let's be honest, the way I portrayed Odin is about accurate. You've got to give me
It's pretty
Yeah, no, it's pretty accurate. He's
I
not a good man. Well,
Weirdly enough, I feel like Fish would probably have less beef with him than Hattie
Yeah, I
does.
think Fish would have less issues with Odin.
yeah,
Fish is probably like, he's kind of sucks, but whatever. He has his
yeah.
reasons, probably. People are complicated. Hattie was just like, I know this guy, he sucks.
He's just an all-around asshole.
I wonder what Fish would think about her entire pantheon living and breathing Nocturnus.
Hmm.
Huh. I don't know.
Maybe you should pray
Probably
to Bast.
Probably is pretty nonplussed, to be honest. It would just be a, interesting.
Whoa, there is life on other planets? What?
Not to fair my own cat, but I do enjoy the fact that the gods literally live in Spelljammer.
It's pretty fun.
Yes.
So after probably 5 or 10 minutes just standing there in mostly silence, maybe the odd comment, but mostly just quiet reverence, I will slowly wade out of the water and acknowledging the woman if she is still there.
No, she has gone by this point.
She turned into a pile of bitches and left.
In that case, I think I'll just say out into the darkness to any one of the several guests that were listening in, just, we will be up tonight telling stories. If you wish to follow us to the campfire,
I mean,
And-
did people actually follow us?
it is up to you. No, we had people with us. Whether you liked them or not, we had...
No,
That would work.
I thought they just stood around as we left and then stayed behind.
There is the odd person kind of dotted about, but no one of particular
Yeah.
note. Or
I was mostly meaning the two extra human
He's referring
visitors.
to the child and the woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
The demon child and the god of bitches.
Yes.
Is that now what we call? So, Odin is the god of dicks. Freya is the god of bitches.
Yes.
Together they must throw a hell of a party.
Oh
Right.
yes, the parties are great.
But yes, if any of you wish to join us around the campfire, there will be tea and there will be stories of remembrance. But you do not have to come. Appreciate the respect paid already. And just off into the darkness, again, addressing if any of them are still lingering in the shadows. And then I'll start,
To Jade, you look like a madman speaking to nothing.
getting the cart ready and starting to head back. Do you say anything about it to Fish?
No. I have closed my eyes. Ugh.
Close my eyes.
I'm gonna blow my nose real fast. Give me like 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
To see for certain what I thought I knew.
Wait.
Far away,
Oh yeah, Alex.
Yes.
Did I see this woman blink into existence and then blink out again?
Yes. In a heel of feathers.
I will cast protection from evil and goods
On fish.
on fish and protect from celestials.
See, I have an issue. Technically, Asgardians are not Celestials.
Yeah, they're more primordial.
Yes.
I will say we should probably, since this may become a thing, figure out what they do classify as.
I would.
Either Fey or primordial.
They
I
would be
would
pretty
say-
Fey
I
adjacent.
would say the Vanir are Fey.
Yeah.
The Asgardians are probably. No, it's the Vanir and the.
This is Vanir and the Asgardian.
It is Asgardians, isn't it? I'm thinking in my head that there's another phrase. The Asgardians. See, Asgardians are technically mortal. They just live a long time.
So would they just be
they-
like elves?
I mean, technically, they live a long time because of gold apples.
Yeah, so they are Fey as well. They are they
Fiends.
exceed
No.
their lifespan by the use of magical natural means.
Magical apples.
So therefore, they are Fey.
Magic apples, you say?
Unless we would
Yeah.
class, judging from their history, the Asgardians as fiends.
I mean, I'm fine with them being fiends, but
What are the main traits of fiends for D&D? Because I'm not super familiar with that classification.
Deal making, will goals of their own making.
Fiends. The born
I can see
evil.
either one. Yeah,
Asgardians
I mean,
are also
Asgardians tend to
born.
be selfish, which is kind of
Nah.
what D&D's evil is.
So I would say that
Okay.
Asgardians are closest to devils. Then
Yes, a fiend was an evil outsider from one of the fiendish planes, also called the lower planes in cosmetology. Yeah. They were not just evil, but born of evil. Primal malevolence was one of the roots of their nature. That doesn't describe them.
this is where in 5e I disagree with you, and I defer to 4e. Asgardians
Okay.
are outsiders. They exist outside of the normal planes of existence.
Yes, but the Asgardian, like the plane of existence, is prime real estate that all the other pantheons want. I can't really remember the reason why at the top of my head right now, but
I'm going to say that Asgardians are Fey.
yes, okay, I'm fine
I
with
feel
that.
like that fits the best.
Yes,
Some of them-
especially with Loki.
I would say some of them outside of it are probably Celestials. Odin is probably a Celestial.
Odin is a dick. He's classified as a dick.
I would say the greater deities like Odin, Hel,
Thor.
Thor are probably Celestials by this point,
Yeah.
but the rest of them are Fey.
Thor is a
You could just adapt it and
Alcoholic
just say
would-
that they're Fey and Archfey.
Yeah, I'd say they're Fey and Archfey.
I mean,
Yeah, I was gonna say that's an easy way to just translate it from D&D to D&D.
weirdly enough, there is not many Norse gods that I respect.
Baldur?
Baldur is fine, and his brother is also fine. Kvasir is fine.
How about Mimir? Technically not a god, but close enough.
I don't remember enough about him on top of my head. But like the main gods, well, Tyr and Heimdall is also
I was
fine.
thinking of the Aesir, not the Asgardians.
Mm.
Aesir
Hmm.
Easy remember, yeah, no, you're right. That's what they
Technically,
call.
that makes
And they live in Asgard.
technically that makes Odin and Loki. No, Loki, not Loki. That makes Odin and Thor Aesir.
I could also
Yeah.
see that classification. It would work.
Yes, but
Um,
Aesir are classified as celestials, are they
As
not?
Celestials, yeah.
Oh, but they are still mortal, so that's the closest approximation. So, Asgardian gods of higher order are Celestials, Asgardian gods of lower order are Fey, and Vanir are Fey.
Cool.
Yeah, no,
Works for me.
I'm fine with that. In that case, I'm protecting the fish from Fey and not celestial.
I need to write that down. Asgardians.
It just protects against all of them anyway. So you don't have to choose.
one willing creature
One willing creature
against
against certain types.
types of creature. Oh,
Aberration,
okay.
celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, and undead.
Yeah.
Okay, so I thought you had to choose.
No.
Nah,
it's
yeah,
all of
it's just all of them.
Okay.
That was a weird
everything-
moment, but at the moment I think needed to happen for me to denote what they are.
No,
I
very
will
fair.
state, however, that all Egyptian deities will be classed as celestials because they are seen as celestials.
Makes sense.
Yeah, they're
They-
seen as gods, not
They are literal
mortal.
gods. They are not mortals.
Yeah.
Asgardians are technically immortal. They just live a long time.
Golden apples, golden apples, golden apples.
The Greek mythology is also celestial because they are literal gods. They live on Mount Olympus.
I mean, they are
Except
born from
they're
Titan.
They are. Titans are primordials.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Greek gods are
Weird.
celestials.
Yes.
Weirdly enough, that follows D&D's mythology pretty closely anyway.
Gaia,
'Cause
Gaia, Oranos, Kronos, etc. are all primordials.
Kronos was also kind of a douchebag.
It was, but but D&D states I think similar things. They identified like the key concept of reality, like time, the sky, Earth. They are more linked to specific things rather than deities have a portfolio. They're not
Yeah.
portfolios; they are literal things.
Yeah.
So, I think at this point it would be just Fish packing up and bringing the cart back for a probably fairly quiet walk back to the outskirts where where his friends
I
or
need to check
companions
something
are.
while doing this. The torch that you sent down the river was not lit, was it?
Correct.
Okay.
I doused it into the river. It's just for him to have on the journey.
I'm just checking you didn't relight it.
No, definitely wouldn't do that. Much like the coins, it is somewhere between. It is practical symbology.
Yes.
Fun little side note: somebody without claws would have gotten a dagger as well, but he had claws, so he doesn't need it for the road.
Also, I'm certain you're aware that when you enter the Egyptian afterlife, you have to give something to the judges to pass over. So you have given him something. Did you know that?
Coins and a torch.
Yeah. When you reach the gate
When you reach Anubis.
your heart is weighed against a feather, and certain riches in certain dynasties, not all of them, stated you have to have something to take with you in order to cross over. Otherwise, you enter eternal suffering.
Interesting.
So
I
you-
didn't actually know the specifics of that.
Yeah. You basically
But I also-
give something to enter heaven.
Hmm.
Or,
Capitalism.
yeah.
He was also given clothes, by the way. I remember I gave him this full set of clothes as well.
It's also
so
worth
he's-
knowing
he's pre-
Egyptian heaven is a little bit different.
That's fair.
Depending on who you are, it's your life without worry or woe. So if you're a farmer, you still farm. If you're a pharaoh, you're still a pharaoh.
If you're a dick, you're still a dick.
The fields of endless corn, basically.
So that's where Odin came from.
Yes.
Yeah, Odin is birthed from the Egyptian mythology. That's piss off everyone who's Norwegian in the world now.
I mean, technically, he killed his own father, so that was his origin.
Although Egyptian
So-
predates anyway.
That's true.
Yes, it does. Cleopatra lived closer to our timeline than she did to the building of the
I
pyramids.
know, I love that fact. It's like those weirdest facts that make people think, really? Like, yes, this is true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, the pyramids are old.
The
Yep.
Sphinx is even fucking older.
hmm
Yep. But yeah, no, I didn't know that bit of Egyptian mythology, but I mean, I was just kind of winging it and just going, what would a traveler, what would a nomad do? And I went, prepare him for the journey.
Yeah, you basically give them what they need in the afterlife. That's why pharaohs
Yeah.
are like have like chariots and things like that. You give them what they need in the afterlife. You gave him gold to pass over and a torch to sing.
And a torch to light his way.
Not quite in the lines of the papyruses of Annie, but close enough for what you could do.
Yeah.
Sorry, I studied Egyptology for like 5-10 years out of joy.
Totally fair. But what I did makes sense for a nomadic
Absolutely
individual.
does, yeah.
clothes, uh, clothes, coins for whatever he may need, provisions or fare. I don't know. Just whatever happens on the
And
road,
weapons
I mean,
and then a
of
torch
the
to light his
city.
way.
Yeah.
Well, the
Yeah.
ferry part is more Roman and Carian.
Yeah,
Yeah. The
but
Chiron?
Chiron.
Carian?
Charon.
Chiron, yes.
Chiron is the
Somewhat.
Tower of Healing.
Yeah.
But the on the surface, you go to Anubis and you are judged against the feather and the heart. You probably know that one.
Mm-hmm.
Whichever is
That
lower,
one I know.
In theory, it should balance. But if your heart is heavier, you go to eternal suffering. If you balance, then
If your
or
heart
if
is
you say your
heavy,
heart is
eat
lighter than the
it.
feather, then you go to eternal joy and no woe. If not, your heart is eaten by the crocodile god Annie.
Yes. Which is a terrifying concept in itself.
It is.
A little bit. But yeah, so it's mostly a quiet walk back. I imagine there's probably a few people here and there nodding or showing a bit of reverence on the way back as well.
Absolutely, there are, yes.
Probably not as many.
We're
but
in
I
the
imagine one
middle
or
of
two
the
here and there.
woods, Travis.
Well,
How
we
many
got back to the-
people do you find in the middle of the woods that are looking at
we-
you?
They're only 5
We have
minutes
to go-
into the woods at this point.
Yeah, we have to go back through the city.
We're not in the city, we're on the outside of the city.
We have to go back
Oh,
through the
slum.
encampments that are on the outskirts, the slums.
Mm.
So
But we
we'll-
still hear noises from a specific tent.
as we get back there, probably. But yeah, so we'll just make the walk mostly quiet, I think.
Well, Jade will not instigate any conversations without Fish starting it.
That's fair. Then it will be a very quiet walk the whole way back.
You will, from time to time, smell different smells as Jade is just casting prestidigitation from random times.
To attain what?
Just to make it smell different from time to time. She's kind of,
It's whimsical, but okay.
yeah, it's a whimsical thing to do. It doesn't really mean anything. Suddenly you smell the smell of a cinnamon candle. Sometimes you smell the smell of red wine. It's more or less the things that brings some joy into Jade's life. Because she's somewhat down by this procedure.
Yeah.
So she is trying to cheer herself up a little by smelling things she likes. Like rock.
Rock and stone.
Rocks and clockwork is what you smell the entire way.
Grease then.
Oil.
At which point I will call a 5-minute break so we can get a drink, go to the toilet, whatever we need to do.
Yay!
are back into Empire of the Ghouls.
I want to be sad more.
Of
No.
This is a
Zagwood.
very sad moment, actually. I accept that.
It
Yeah.
is. It's very somber.
Oh god.
Which is worrying that my immediate thought was Molotov cocktails.
I don't know why, but sure.
No,
I mean, judging
I
from
don't know
something-
either.
So
But yes, so
remind me,
we
do we have like do we have a camp set up or anywhere like that on the edge of the city yet?
Yeah, you do.
No.
You have like a. No, you don't actually. No, you just
no,
arrived.
we arrived. We tried
That's what I
to
was-
kidnap children, and then
Because
Well,
the
yeah,
sensible
aside-
grandfather figure was not here to arrange a campsite. Is the honest
Yep.
truth.
yes, how dare you not be here watching your grandchildren, your adopted
So-
grandchildren.
Yeah,
I
that's what
think
we
it
want
is.
to do.
I think since I don't know of one, that'll be my next thing: is to go back to at least loosely where everybody was and set up a campsite of some kind.
Okay.
This is nothing new to me. I'm used to camping in and among people in the outskirts of cities. It's what I do as a nomad.
It's perfectly normal for you.
So a fairly quiet walk back, but
Oh yeah.
actually, do I know how long we were planning on staying here? Is it just going to be for the night, or does it seem
Well,
to be
the
like it may
honest
be a few
truth is
days?
You were hoping you'd get into the city by now, but this has not happened.
But
Okay.
you did find like the rite of passage. That's not the right thing.
Yes.
But you did find a note that allows you to enter the
Yeah.
city. So we
A
could
n-
technically just walk right
documentation.
in.
The writ of passage, not the rite of
Yeah.
passage. I'm afraid.
Yes.
The
Slightly different.
rite of passage is different.
Yeah.
Um,
Involves circumcision.
One does not ask.
Do not ask, do not tell.
so, Fish, should we go into the city, seeing as we have the documentations, or should we wait for your companion?
Well, my companions do need to also enter the city, so it would be best to wait for them.
Yes.
But I am anxious to continue my search. I do not.
Yeah, and
I-
also,
Did I tell you the details? I do not know.
you didn't tell me your whole life story, no,
Here it
but
That
I
is a lot
now.
but I figured you looking for your grandson. You told me
Yes.
that much.
That is the short of it. Oh yes, I did ask you about that. I'm sorry. It's been a bit of a day, and I am not as young as I once was.
We can fix that with some magic. No,
You can fix that with some
plastic
magic.
surgery is magic.
I don't think
yeah.
Fish would want that. Weirdly enough,
Well,
I think he's happy with his earned age.
Yeah.
But digress.
I
But,
I say, well, we could always ask the gods if this documentation lasts for more than one visit. Because if
I-
it do, we could just say that our companions have yet to arrive, but we would like to sleep at an inn or a tavern for the day.
That is an interesting proposition. Seeing if we can let them know that we have more coming under the same grid.
Yes.
That would probably be fine. I
mean-
imagine it is not the first time a party has gotten separated under paperwork.
Most likely not, but we could read the documentation a few times before we do that to see
Yeah.
if there is
So I'm going to
ways
I'm going to
cheat
pull it
this.
out and just start reading it in the dark and just see if there's anything in there that would prevent it from being used for a split party
There's
entry.
a lot of legal jargon.
Legal?
The they worship lemons.
Oh no!
Legal jargon
Evil lemons.
within it leads you to believe that it is a single entry deal.
Okay.
So those who are not present are not able to enter. However,
There.
you are a charismatic party, you are a convincing party. Such things, of course, are not barriers for you.
That's true.
I
Work my
am
way in and
also
out
a
of things.
charisma-based character.
Oh, very good.
Okay.
I am charisma, and I have leaned fully into the charisma because some of my highest skills are deception, intimidation, and persuasion. All of them.
I have persuasion as my top thing. So
So
we could
it does seem like
always
that is not
try.
a normal use, but perhaps it is worth asking.
Yeah,
If nothing else, we could simply ask and see if there is a way that we can
or
either stay just inside or just outside of the entrance, or perhaps just purchase passage for them when they do show up. I have a bit
yeah.
of coin. I do not mind spending what is
Uh,
needed.
yes, we could. Uh, and I'm tempted to use the Slave Master Whip, but technically I wouldn't know what that does yet.
Yeah. Also, I feel like that'd be a weird use of it, but like, all right.
Talk better, talk better, you bitch. You're
It's
not persuading them enough. Lie for me. Uh, okay,
so
let's
yes.
and Jade
We are
will
only
approach a guard.
we are only a few minutes. Let me go let at least Tarrant know where we are going, so
Oh
that he may
yeah,
follow when he is
I
less
mean,
occupied.
if you do that, I'll take the documentations and go ask the guards.
That will work.
Yes.
I'll meet you at the gate in a moment.
Yeah.
I should only be a few minutes behind.
Yeah.
And so I'll take the wagon back to the tent that Tarrant is currently residing in. Do a similar tap and say, "My
It's a
errand is
different
done.
tent. It's a different tent this time. It keeps shifting.
My errands are done, Tarrant. So when your errands are done, meet us at the gate of the city."
I'll follow you with tea.
That sounds good. Um, we will swap recipes again
Indeed.
soon.
I've got some new tea. It's very salty.
I, you are such a child. I'll leave.
There you are.
And
I'm
as
trying to be
Jade,
and I think I failed this time. No, I don't think I failed this time.
It's
and
pretty decent still.
as Jade approaches a guard, she takes. She's not like stepping right up and demanding to see the manager, but she seems to be headstrong when she comes up. Having the documentation in hand and ready to ask
The
questions.
guard will push you with his shield.
No,
You don't have the documentation, you're not coming in. Can't have any old riffraff coming into this city.
I have it right here.
It's where they what he has bashed you back with his shield.
Yeah, well, but not like 50 feet. Just boom! You're over there now. I'm a fairly heavy individual.
It's like pushing you back forcefully more than anything else.
Yeah, I want the guard to do a strength check for that.
Absolutely. I don't think this is going to go well.
We'll
That's
see.
a 16.
I
15,
weigh
sorry.
I weigh 420 pounds, so that's up to you.
Yeah, he's not moving you.
No, that's that's fine. And Jade will take half a step back. But I do have the documentation. But
You
I
should have
just
shown
want
that before approaching.
I
Women
I
like you
have
don't
it.
get taken advantage of in this city. Things
I
happen
have
in
it.
dark
I
corridors,
have it in my.
alleyways.
I have it in my hand.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Why don't you see?
I'm afraid I can't read.
Oh God!
It's
These
a flaw
people.
I've had ever since I was young. My mother tried. My grandmother tried. Pictures is what I need.
And
God, I can't read.
Wait, what? Wait,
You're
I am
fucked.
I'm trying to see if prestidigitation can produce images.
We're not playing Pictionary here with prestidigitation.
It would be
If I had,
fun.
if I had
Lovely
minor
game.
illusion, I would. Actually,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
It'd
So
be orders to not let anyone in, especially weird-looking freaks like you.
I mean that's terribly rude, but sure.
Maybe we
I'm
should go
not
back to the
any.
rock you climbed out of or from.
Excuse me, but I am not any weirder than you are.
I disagree. Look at your weird angular facets. I think that's the
Look
word.
at,
The
look
angles
at.
you have that shine in the light. That's right, and it. I feel dirty. Um.
I mean, you are not a prime specimen yourself.
I never claim to be. My wife says the same thing all the time, but never
Oh,
stop
you
me
have
from having
a
read.
wife. Oh, that poor thing.
In fact, I have a husband, but we're not going there. The gods
I,
don't really look kindly on
I mean,
those before
still,
those.
still that poor thing. Anyway, I have a few questions, and if you're not willing to talk, I'll talk to someone else.
Questions is fine. I'll answer them if I can. Best me and then
Yeah.
someone else.
So,
Sometimes one will rape you than actually answer your questions. Really, might be a bit sharp and pointy.
rapier or rape?
Depends which one you scream louder, love.
I don't think you can make me scream either way.
I mean, some of them would try. You're not really my piece of cake.
Right. Anyway, I have the documentation, and I am wondering if I can, because we have a party, and it has been slightly split up. So I'm wondering if me. Hmm.
You think you're getting in a city for a party? There's people out there starving, fucking their cousins to try and get in. You think you're getting in for a party?
No, I have a group of
He's not the
people
brightest of sparks. It's worth knowing.
in my party, and I'm not
So there's
going to
to this party with you. I don't see anyone but you. Is this you and your other personalities? I've heard about people like you. Strange fucking freaks that have many people inside them. And I don't mean like me and my husband's Friday nights.
I mean, you're entirely wrong.
Only a little.
I really wish I looked deeper into this whip before I started, because it has dominate person on it, and I don't think this god has the wisdom to succeed. Okay. Right. So I am a part of a group, and we gotten split up. You understand?
We don't accept evangelists. Whatever you're toting, just leave the pamphlet and move on.
You are just the densest person I ever met.
What does the word dense mean? It means hard, right? Yeah, I'm hard on the right night.
Dense in this concept means you're stupid.
How dare you? I was not stupid. My mother had me tested. I'm sub-deficient.
And I will produce mold earth, and I will sculpt a group of people like this. You see that this is this is me, right? This is me, right? You can see that. This is one of the people I'm a part of the group at. And these two... No, an adventurous group.
Oh, you're one of those.
A mercenaries group. Whatever you would like to call us.
I mean, give me the right day, I'll call you whatever you want, but I'm not letting you in without the proper documentation.
I have the proper documentation, you
well, I can't
dimwit.
read it, so we're in an issue, aren't we? The military didn't give me a great education.
No, apparently they didn't. Why are you a god?
Because I follow orders without
question. Are you not a drug addict on the streets?
I mean, I tried. My Uncle Ernie's a drug addict. I mean, we killed him and threw him in the river. Shame to the family it was.
Wait, let me see. No, yeah,
Fish is
this god,
welcome to
this
appear
god
in any episode you
weighs,
wish.
this god weighs less than 5 pounds, right?
No.
Fuck, I can't catapult him.
It's worth like Fish can appear at any moment to save us from this madness, but I don't know if it'll help.
Also, I do.
I'm taking the several minutes that I said I would, and just seeing what happens with this interaction.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna skip all the meaningless, dim-witted thing, and I'm gonna roll a persuasion to see if he understands me.
I mean, he understands you, whether he's inclined to do what you
I-
want.
Oh
is a
God,
difference.
that's a bad persuasion.
I mean, let's see how he does.
The funniest result, a 12.
He rolled the same as you.
Okay, so he understands what I'm trying to
I mean,
do.
he
He's just
understands
playing
he's not
through.
willing to do it though.
Okay, can I just talk to someone that is actually willing to speak to me?
I'm willing to speak to you.
No, you're
You
not.
know, why now, aren't I?
And I will mold Earth a chair. I will mold Earth a
Never
chair
has
for
Mold
both
Earth
of
been
us.
used so much in such a short space of time.
It's great.
I love this spell. I will mold Earth for both of us to have a seat.
Both of us?
Yeah,
God and you?
me and the gods, so we both can sit down.
I mean, he's
And
confused.
a table between us.
Oh, God, please don't play chess with him.
I really want to, but I.
I only have one apiece.
So,
This is the only fuck I have left to give.
see, as we're not getting to an agreement. Why don't we both have a seat?
We weren't in agreement. Why have I got a seat? I mean, I shouldn't be sitting down on duty. It's a punishable offence, you know.
I mean, there is no one here to see you or punish you. You
point to
told
the
me that yourself.
He will point to the 3 people that are above him and the other guards on the walls.
Then why can't they talk to me?
Because they're, how do we say it, better than you.
And I will cast message up to what I see.
Oh, interesting.
Can you please help me? I have a documentation to get in, and I have a few questions. No, not entirely. I just want to know
Message the
if,
other one.
and I just want to know if I can get people in my group of people in different bulks. Because we got- What's that about a frog? Why are you so horny? Are you sure the god doesn't weigh 5 pounds or less?
No, he does not.
I want to catapult the god up to the other god.
Hit the other guard with the other guard.
This is probably about the time that Fish
Please.
shows up.
I mean, you're making this way harder than it needs to be.
I'm making it much more comic than it has to be. As
Ah.
well.
So, have you gotten an answer yet, Jade?
No.
I'll
Team
wave
White
casually at the guard.
Sitting down
I-
on the rock chairs.
I will point to the god
He'll wave
that's
it in
by
the air
us.
back at you.
Dimwits, not got navigation, and I will point up to the one I cast
My
message
name's
at.
not Dimwit, it's Dumbfuck.
Uh, that one has yet to learn common, apparently.
I'm sure he's just following his orders.
I think it's a bit more than that. I think they are
I think they are just
Sexist.
following orders.
I think they're sexist.
I'd say with a little bit of a stern look towards Jade, the grandpa look. They are just following orders.
He has coming up with. Fine, I'll shut up.
So,
And,
sir,
and she removes the fucking chair from the guards.
we do have the necessary documentation to enter the city, but unfortunately our group is a little bit separated. So, is it
Why
possible,
didn't you
or should
say?
we... why didn't you say? I do not
I
know.
did say.
I know you didn't.
she
You
may
were
have
trying
been...
to talk about a party and trying to get in with a party and all these terrible things you've been doing, all this debauchery.
I'm terribly
You're
sorry
asking
for
me
the
about my
confusion,
husband
sir.
On our Friday nights, you're trying to get into the city. You're the wrong way around it.
You're asking about his personal life. That seems inappropriate for a guard.
have not done
But
that.
anyway, I'll just pat Jade gently on the shoulder. But anyway, yes, our group is a bit separated. So should we wait for entry all as together, or would it be possible to stay the night in the city and send for them separately on the same entry?
Why are you here?
We are here because we have a bit of a delivery to make, but unfortunately, it is private business.
Not
It's all in
tax,
the
is it?
documentation. No, not to my knowledge, unless somebody snuck them in.
It's a shame. Could do with some drugs right now. Well,
That is a shame.
who is it that's left?
The bad thing I'm not playing Fabiano.
Yeah, it's a really bad thing. I'm playing from. You just bribed him with narcotics at this point.
You want this, you want that. I have.
Here's a
Now,
kilo of
perhaps
dream
I'm-
dust. Forget your life.
Let me see.
Fish searches his inventory for drugs.
Weirdly enough, I actually do have just a little on me.
Oh yes, I know you do.
So, perhaps if, there is just a little bit, so I may know where to get some if you would like some, just as a kind gesture.
I've got a hookup. That's not a problem. I mean, why'd you want in?
Totally
I
fine.
don't,
As I said, we
don't
just have our,
think you have enough money.
we do have a delivery, but unfortunately, the nature of it is private. But I assure you, it is nothing untoward.
Here, let me ask old Anne about this one, and he will beckon over a tiny old guard who looks like a man, but is actually a shriveled old woman. She seems to walk with a stick. And as she approaches, she will put on spectacles so thick her head bobs down slightly from the weight. As she approaches, yes, dear. You don't even believe she can even see at this point. Her eyes are practically closed behind the spectacles.
Well, just the same, I will politely hold out the writ that we have.
It says
So,
yada 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 yada. Yeah, it is.
thank you so much, ma'am. The question we have is we do have companions that are meeting us here. If we enter now, can we get them in under the same writ, or should we all wait outside?
Do you have gold to cross my palm with?
Question:
Yes.
If there are fees
Yeah,
involved, I would be
yeah,
happy to pay them.
Can I cast lesser restoration to restore her sight?
No.
That would
They
be
could-
regeneration.
That would be.
No. The condition can be blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned.
It's not a condition. She's just fucking old.
She's not
You
blind,
mean
she's just
old is a condition? I'm sorry.
Oh, that'd be so funny for like a D&D parrot. Anyway,
The old people just cure their blindness with lesser restoration.
It states that I can, but sure.
It's not blindness. She's not blind. She's just bad of sight. It's
You
technically-
said she was basically blind.
basically blind, but not blind.
blinded, the condition is generally due to like flashes of light or magic, though. So
You don't know this woman well enough to know that's not
That's
why
fair.
she's blind.
Fuck it. You
I don't
cure
know
her
for
vision.
sure.
Screw it. Are you doing it?
Yes.
Fine. You cure her vision.
Yay.
She will pull up her kilt and dance naked in the town square
Oh
and
my.
slave a minister.
Oh. That's really sporty.
So, Sir,
At this
since
point,
she
the
is
guard
a
is
bit
completely distracted by the fact that this old woman with knobbly knees and a very hairy bush is dancing in the town square.
And I
So-
cast aid on her as well to bolster her toughness and
Oh,
resolve.
Jesus Christ.
And at the same time, that's also on me and Fish because I can target 3 people.
I love that as a secondary. The old dancing half-naked woman is the first target on this.
well, she is. I suppose that was a kind gesture. If there are any fees involved in also getting my companions in, please do let me know.
He'll look,
And I'll pull out a small coin
He's
purse.
not even looking at you at this point. Like, yeah, right, go on in. As he stares at the old woman.
Let us know if things change, but you have a wonderful night, and thank you
Agnes,
for your
don't do that. No, no, Agnes, no.
assistance.
And
I'm
as
gonna
we
start
Completely
walking.
ignoring you as you walk past him at this point.
and
I'm just
as
going to
we
keep
walk
the
in-
writ in that case.
Yeah,
Mhm.
good call.
And
We
as
have
we
backup
walk
plans.
in, I will cast message of Fish. I mean that works.
It helps if you do not insult them, no matter how difficult they are being.
I mean,
I am
they
sure he was
are-
not a nice person to work with, but you
No.
just let him think he is, and they're
No,
a lot more
you
likely
shouldn't. You
to
should
allow
not.
you.
You should tell people if there's something blatantly wrong, and
On
I
a theoretical
expect
level,
and
yes.
and I expect you to do the same with me. If I do something wrong, I expect you to tell me I'm doing something wrong.
I will do the same to you. I will do that, but I do not hold strangers in their own lives to such a standard as I hold
But
myself for my friends.
you weren't here when I
Come, let us have
started.
a
The
let us
first
get a
thing he
drink.
did was being sexist and rude.
I'm sure it was. As I said, it is not for him. It is simply that you needed to get in, and he was in the way. So you let him think he is in control.
I mean, I contemplating the less ladylike way.
I would have also contemplated the same. But I've learned in my many years on this earth that it is often easier to
He
get what you
called
like
me.
with
He called me
politeness.
a freak.
As I said, I'm sure he did. I'm sure he was not a kind person deserving of kindness. That is not why you use it.
The old
Kindness can
woman.
be a weapon just like anything else.
The old woman,
Come.
though, she was lovely.
She was. Come, let us get a drink, have a sit, and get a night's rest that we much need.
Reminds me,
Yeah.
a smile is a powerful weapon. It keeps everybody thinking and makes sure at any cost you're in control.
Also, out of character, I contemplating casting slow on him just to make his thought process even slower.
I don't think that's possible.
Casting a hostile spell on somebody would probably be a bad turn as well.
I don't think he's smart enough to know that's hostile.
That's probably valid. He may not even recognize that magic is being cast, but he might.
He's not the smartest
Um,
cookie in the barrel.
but anyway, I've been to this city long ago. Would I remember where any decent inns are, or at least have a vague idea of the layout where inns would be?
Yeah, you know there are a few inns, some of which are very close to the entrance.
It makes sense. I would remember at least the ones by the entrance, because that's probably where most travelers tend to stay if they need to. So I do not remember its name, but I think there is an inn down.
You remember it's the
Just down this
the
street.
Ghastly Grin Inn.
It was something to do with smiling. And weird smiles. The Weird Smile Inn. I do not know for sure. Let
do
us
you
go find
mean-
it.
Okay, I have never been to this particular city, so I'll just follow you then.
It has been probably a decade or more since I have been here myself, so it may not still be there, but it likely is.
Hmm.
It doesn't take too many turns before you find yourself at the entrance to
Doesn't take a few turns.
the
It takes
Ghastly
many.
Grin Inn.
The ghastly grin. There we go. I knew it was something to do with the
Ah,
smile. I could remember that. I do not know why I remember that, but I did.
I mean, it
I
seems
remember
like
they are having good ale. Tell me, dear Jade, do you use a normal bed or do you have different customs?
Do you sleep
I
or do you kind of levitate? I mean,
I
what kind of racist
I
Do you?
remark should I tell you next?
I tend to sleep in a bed, but seeing Angie just clunks her jade self, seeing as I don't necessarily feel the hardness of the floor, it doesn't really bother me all that much.
That is
But
absolutely fine.
for
Um,
safety, I think we should get rooms uh, next door to each other. So if anything were to happen, I can place an alarm on both doors.
that would be wise. A little
Like
bit of
like like
courtesy.
my
Like,
master. I hesitate to call him master, but like my master say, never go to bed without an alarm.
I'm not sure. Never mind. Perhaps then it'll be fine. That would probably be a wise plan. So come, let us get a couple of drinks, a little bit of dinner, and then have a good night's sleep in a normal bed for the first time. I am
Yeah,
not I'm not too fussed myself about the comfort, but it is a nice change from the
I
road.
mean comfort is comfort. Comfort is always nice.
Exactly. So I will open the door after you.
Thank you very much, and she will bow and walk inside.
Okay, inside you see a hustle bustle of roguish types and shadowy individuals who you would not trust as far as you could kick them, let alone throw them.
I can kick them pretty far,
You can.
especially if they're 5 pounds or less.
That's true.
So the Fae are no problem.
No, the Fae at this point are no problem for you.
Um. ah, So if I remember correctly, they have ale, but I think it was pretty decent if I remember correctly. Maybe not top notch, but pretty okay. Do you drink
Hmm.
ale, or would you prefer something more,
I
something
mean,
else?
my constitution for, I mean, anything is pretty good. It's we
I I do not ask
a
about your
little.
constitution.
No, no,
Simply,
no, 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 no.
if you would like an ale.
A little known fact about my species is that we don't necessarily have the greatest taste buds. So anything goes.
That still does not end. That gets closer to an answer, but not quite.
I mean,
Would you
it's
like an ale? Yes or no?
and she sighs. What I'm saying is, I'll gladly take an ale, but you don't have to worry about the taste when it comes to me.
That is fair, and it is good to know. Thank you. And I will walk up to the bar and can I
Walk up,
get 3 ales, please?
walk up to the bar to be greeted
The
by
goths?
an individual who looks rather ghoulish in nature, but is clearly living.
Just old.
Ah, yeah, I know, he's not clearly living.
Yes, young man.
Thank you. 3 ales. How much do I owe you?
3 ales. 3 silver.
Done. and I'm going to
Speaks
go
and
ahead and
almost
pull
like
out.
dust comes out of his mouth as he speaks. Plumes of dust from every syllable.
I will pull out 4 silver and give him 4 silver. A little bit extra for your trouble and your ongoing
Kind
assistance.
of you. I'm old and crippled. Everything is warranted. Everything is welcome. You get the sense that he's going to go on for a very long time.
Can I cast Lesser Restoration on every old NPC and cure them?
Of what?
Of any ailments. Can I
No.
just cure old people?
You can't just cure old people.
Oh.
He will hand
I'll-
you
I'll-
2 flagons of a dark ale.
3.
I
I
ordered 3. I'll wait for the 3rd.
3, sorry.
It's
Oh,
fine.
I'm terribly sorry. Why you were
It
still
is-
waiting?
It is no problem, but there was I did ask for 3.
3? Oh, I've had trouble counting since my last wife died. And he'll go
These
off into
things
a long spiel about his last wife and their beautiful life together. You get a sense that he's going to continue until she actually dies in the story. Eventually he will bring another flagon of ale across while still reciting the story. Apparently him and his
That's
wife
fine.
had a wonderful time. Butterflies were involved. They went to far parts. Their children died of some hideous plague. They carried on regardless until at last his last wife took her life when they couldn't have children enjoy anymore and left him shackled with this place.
Well, it certainly sounds like your life has been an adventure.
Yes, that's a word for it.
That certainly is, because all things, good or bad, are at least interesting. Do you not agree?
Are you from the temple? They keep telling me to carry on.
I am not from the temple. I am simply a passer-through, a roadsman, if you will.
Are you a sheep in catskin clothing?
No, that is not very likely. I am very much a cat.
Oh, I see. And it will continue to tell you the story regardless if you're listening or not.
I think it's about this point where I'm finding a spot to politely excuse myself. Not rudely, but very politely. So I am very happy to have heard your story, but I do have things I need to attend to.
Of
So I
course,
apologize, but I must step away.
The young are always willing to leave the old. And they'll continue to reel off as you walk away. You have no feeling you're being rude, but he's just too much.
He talks, it's fine. Old guys do that. Fish probably does that sometimes.
I mean, I think...
Or at least understands.
Fish has the urge to say his life story back.
This is the
So-
interior of the tavern to help you.
Very nice.
Very
Hey.
gothic.
Very gothic.
Yeah, it's incredibly
like it.
gothic. I do.
It's
I like it too.
it's
I thought it was-
unnerving.
I thought it was too ghoulish for a little while, but I thought, no, fuck it, we're just going with it.
It's Empire
has
of Ghoul.
I mean,
It's- It's not like ghoulish in the bad way. It looks like it's just a really fun themed location.
it's very gothic, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can easily
It's-
find a seat at a table with some stools, which you're not going to question what they're made of.
Would, I assume.
You would hope.
Probably.
Please let it be wood.
So,
Mm-hmm.
one for you, one for me, and
you.
one for running.
Rushing with balls.
Rushes. One for rushes. I'm sorry, I don't remember his name because I remember it's almost runs with bulls but slightly different, and my brain's just like, where is it on the notes?
No, it's not
Um,
the balls. I don't care what you're telling me.
And one for rushes. So I'll set one just in the middle of the table. Cheers
Cheers.
to a peaceful journey.
To a land well ruled beyond.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to use
And I will
the
take
World
a-
map. 'Cause we
Yeah,
have
I like the
Theoden
idea there.
Land in Empire.
Yeah. take a few drinks.
It is
Um,
a rather going on. It's a rather robustly flavoured ale with the scent of the taste of roasted malt and a hint of spices. It's very hearty and filling drink with a heavy head.
That I do remember this taste, or at least the smell more than the taste. It is pretty good. Not my favorite, but definitely top 10 or 20%.
It tastes.
Top 20.
It tastes like any other ale.
It tastes like it has taste.
It tastes like any other ale.
That is fair.
There are very many patrons bustling about in this tavern, but everyone seems to keep themselves, almost as a point of habit rather than.
There's no brogan bashers.
There are no broken bashers. There is no broken bashing going on in this city.
Oh no! What city have we stumbled upon?
Not without marriage, at least.
I mean, the guard was brogan bashing.
No, the guard. No, he's not a dwarf.
Ah, it's something else when they're not a dwarf.
Yeah, remember broken bashing is gay dwarf sex.
Ah, alright. What is...
Jade, do you, forgive my rudeness, but I have not met anyone of your kind before. Would you like a meal?
Do you eat?
Yeah, we do eat, but it's the same thing. We generally just eat whatever we serve because taste is not something important to our people.
That is interesting.
It's the nutrition that is what
Good to
we're
know.
looking for.
Obviously, my kind do value the flavor a little bit more, but more often than not, we are stuck simply eating out of survival as well. It is a hard
Tin
world
cans.
sometimes, and flavor cannot be the first. Flavor cannot be the only thing. Anyway, let me go find some sustenance.
There is a menu on the table. It seems to be really freaking old, and the paper is so worn and damaged at the sides that you can just about make out what is actually being sold.
Does it have a QR code so we don't have to go back to the old man still telling his life story?
It does not have a QR code. I'm so sorry.
This country has not had enough COVID yet.
I love the QR codes.
The QR codes are so nice.
I like-
service.
I like them. I like them when they're well implemented. There's a few places I've seen that they're not, but mostly they're good.
Yeah.
There will be QR codes in Spelljammer now, just to make you happy.
Yay!
It's just like a little oh no, it's just a rune that you activate and you can just speak into it and it rings the back.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that idea.
Which reminds me, I used to do all the events for this month.
Let us see this. What is on the
It's very
menu?
heavily themed.
This place has gotten a little more gimmicky since I was here last.
When were you here last?
Many years ago.
Okay. Before capitalism took hold.
As I said, at least 10 or 15 years. But I've been here before. It's just been a very long time. I was kind of in the mood for a bit of a stew, so that does sound nice.
I'll have
The
whatever you
haunted
have.
pudding? It has berries. Nightshade berries. I hope this is just thematic and not actual.
I am slightly worried about the naming of food.
I mean, fair. I understand
What's
your
a
concerns.
Corpse cake.
They have many patrons here, so I do not think it is going to be bad.
Yeah, no, it's fine. And again, I'm not one for taste. It's just names.
That is very
You
fair.
know
I
what?
think they are simply leaning into the little bit of the
I'll have
no.
some undead stew.
That is a good choice. That is what I am also leaning towards. So how do these runes work? You seemed to know what they were. You said there was
Hmm.
a rune to order on the menu?
Oh yeah, you sort of just and she presses the rune, and
Hello!
she she types in the table number and her order, which is basically a number.
I'll be with you soon, lovey. You can even sense the crackling voice and the smell of nicotine from across the room.
Across the I saw you across the rune.
Yes, exactly.
Across the room. Oh, I saw you across the room, and I was just captivated.
It was a whole
No,
person rune.
yeah, no. She
Be with you soon, darling.
presses the rune. She finds the table number that is on the side of the table. So we are table number 27. Okay, so press 27 up here,
Yeah, I got
and
you.
then
Be with you in a
and then
minute.
and then you just press the number of the meal you want. So in my case, I just press the 2, and that would generally order me, in this case, an undead stew.
Interesting. Press do we have to enter order separately or just can you order two of them? Because that is also what I would want.
I could order for you as well,
Two
and
undead
And
stew on their way.
you seem to know
uh,
how this works.
and what did you want?
The same. The undead
Oh
stew.
yeah, so you want an undead stew as well. And she press any form of punctation there is there, and she presses for another undead stew.
5 minutes, lovey.
And she presses the she presses the 10% tip button.
Why are you insighting?
To see
Why?
how well he understands this for next time.
Oh, absolutely. How well do you understand this?
I rolled a 5, so
Not very well.
I
Not very
I think he
well.
I think the basic idea, but not very
It's a
well.
basic understanding, that's about it, really.
He watched it
It,
happen. He could
yeah,
mimic it, but he doesn't really get it.
no, it's fine. We'll work at this. It's not the easiest system. It is also very new since the plague up north rattled the lands. They had to implement it so the workers at the restaurants wouldn't get too awfully sick.
Ah,
It's fucking
so what
COVID.
this? I think
Yes, I have
I,
invented COVID in Midgard. Deal with
I
it.
I think I do understand. So if you are sick or something of that sort, you are not directly coughing on
Yeah,
the employees,
it is a very
only the
good
other
system.
patrons.
Well, the patrons, they sort of, kind of have the,
I I understand the workers are
yeah,
here for many hours and many
yeah,
coughs.
yeah, they are.
So I
Um,
think I understand the necessity behind it. It is I have done things the old ways for a very long time. So it will take some time to get used to. Takes
yeah,
another sip of his ale.
yeah, and now we're getting to undead stews, and I just hope they don't actually make stew of undead creatures.
Hopefully not, but that could also be interesting.
I mean, they could, but undead usually means rotten.
That is also valid. I do not think they would serve rotten stew here,
I
but
hope
maybe.
not. Maybe.
We will find out in 4.5 minutes.
Or
Yes.
in next Empire of